Dr. Zaius, Dr. Zaius. Dr. Zaius, Dr. Zaius. Dr. Zaius, Dr. Zaius. Oh, Dr. Zaius. Hello, my fellow moviegoers. Chris is back here in the movie chair. And yes, it is that time again. It's time for Flashback Friday review. Today, we're going way back to the year 1968 to take a look at the film Planet of the Apes. Now, a lot of people just view this movie as a science fiction movie with monkeys in it. But it is so much more than that. The story for this movie is just loaded with so many social commentary issues that were relevant at the time in the 1960s. For example, the way that the apes treat Taylor and the way that they treat him like an animal, that he's different, you know, they kind of like abuse him, that kind of stuff. You can consider that to be a direct stab at the racism and segregation that was going on in the 1960s. And in a way, it was supposed to send a message to people saying that, you know, no matter what you look like, no matter who you are, we all deserve to be treated equal. Nobody should be treated like an animal. Then there comes the issue with the fact that the apes don't want to believe the theory that apes could have been evolved from humans. Instead, they believe in a more powerful force actually created the ape in his own image. Sound familiar? Yes, this movie is taking a look into the issues between the theory of evolution and the idea of creationism. Now, we're not here to discuss those issues, because if we were, we would have the same kind of situation in the comments section that happened in the movie. Suffice to say, back then, the idea of evolution versus creationism was something that was becoming a very hot topic for the time, and it's still a very hot topic today. You still have people getting into arguments about it, so that part of the movie actually still rings really true. If you watch it today, you're going to be able to connect with it, I would imagine. Plus, the space race between Russia and America was in full force at the time. We were still kind of testing out going into space. We hadn't landed on the moon yet, so this movie, in a way, took the idea of space travel and played the what-if game, because we really still weren't sure what was out there. All that they knew at that time is what had been written in science fiction novels. And speaking of America and Russia, you remember at the time, we still had the Cold War going on, and it was really heating up. For a Cold War, that is. Because at the time, people were really scared at the idea that either America or Russia was going to start firing nuclear weapons at each other and it would just be the end of humanity. So, that ending with the Statue of Liberty and Taylor just on the ground screaming how you maniacs, you blew it up, is a direct message to society at that time, saying how, you know, man is going to end up blowing themselves off the face of the earth if things continue on the way that they are headed at that time. I mean, taking all these social issues at the time, which would have been very like controversial to have in a movie if it was just about humans, put into a science fiction role with apes as the center of it and not humans, really helps develop a very strong story for this movie. And also, it allowed it to be able to get into the movie theaters without many people critiquing it that much, I would say, since it's viewed as more as science fiction than reality. But with these issues, because some of them are still relevant today, you can actually latch onto it when you're watching it, and maybe you can either like relate to it or you have a very good understanding of it because of that. Now, moving forward from the story side of it, for a film released in 1968, this movie had like really spectacular makeup art. Of course, for this time period, CGI was really not around, so all the actors playing all the monkeys in this movie actually had to wear monkey makeup and prosthetics in order to make them look really convincing as an ape. And despite the limitations that this makeup would have caused for the actors, they actually did a really wonderful job expressing themselves, you know, with their eyes. Like, you could see the emotions in their eyes. And when they talked, their mouths actually moved pretty convincing with the words that they were saying. There may have been a couple of flaws here and there where, like, the mouths did not move, like, at all, but you still hear somebody talking. But I mean, it's just little minor stuff like that. It's nothing really anything to really deter it. However, there are parts of this movie that really do leave me scratching my head a couple of times. For instance, why does Taylor just start laughing like a madman when Landon is planting that miniature American flag on the ground? It's silly. I mean, all it does is just make me want to laugh because I'm just kind of like confused, a little uncomfortable. I just don't know what's going on. I don't know what it's supposed to symbolize. Maybe somebody out there can tell me. Now, this movie does not have the big action-packed scenes like the Planet of the Apes prequels have, or even the Tim Burton version has, but I still implore you, if you have not seen this movie, you really should give it a try. It has a smart story with lots of layers to it, plus it has very solid acting, and I do believe you'll have a good time watching it and may even be discussing it with either your friends or to yourself in the end. Now, for everybody out there who has seen it, what did you guys think of it? Please let me know down there in the comment section below, because that is what it is there for. And also remember, if you enjoyed my video, please give it a like, and also subscribe to the channel so that you can stay up to date with all the upcoming Flashback Friday reviews, movie trailer reactions, and movie news updates. Well, alright my friends, that is all the time we have for today. I'll be seeing you guys later, and I'll save you a movie chair for the next episode.